This weekend, the United States of America crossed another terrible line. In Minnesota, former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband were murdered in their home. Senator John Hoffman and his wife were gunned down in theirs. These weren't random crimes. The killer wore a fake police uniform, drove a fake squad car, and carried a hit list of over 70 names. Democrats, abortion providers, public servants. This was political violence, planned, deliberate, deadly. And we need to be honest about where behavior like this is coming from. This is not just mental illness. It's not some lone wolf acting in a vacuum either. It is the inevitable consequence of a political movement that has spent years marinating in rage, disinformation, and fascist fantasy. It is the byproduct of right-wing leaders who wink at extremists while hiding behind platitudes about free speech and Second Amendment rights and thoughts and prayers. And no, we are not seeing this kind of terrorism from the left. Democrats aren't putting on fake badges and hunting down Republican lawmakers. Liberals aren't marching into homes with kill lists and AR-15s. Drag queens aren't plotting assassinations. The violence is exclusively coming from one direction: the radicalized, grievance-fueled far right. This weekend wasn't an isolated incident either. It's part of a deadly trend. In 2011, Arizona Congresswoman Gabby Giffords was shot in the head at a constituent event by a man radicalized by political paranoia and anti-government rhetoric. That day, 6 others were killed. In 2018, a far-right extremist mailed pipe bombs to more than a dozen Democratic figures, including Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Hillary Clinton. In 2020, a Michigan militia group plotted to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer over COVID-19 measures. In 2022, a man broke into Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home and bludgeoned her husband with a hammer while screaming, "Where's Nancy?" at the top of his lungs, echoing the exact chant used during the January 6th insurrection. And just this weekend, 4 more names were added to the list. And what was the response from Republican leadership? Well, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene marked the occasion by tweeting a photo of herself smiling and holding a military-style rifle. And as vile as she is, she's not even the mastermind. She's the echo. The real source, the frequency all this hate is tuned to, is Donald J. Trump, the man who told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, who praises insurrectionists and calls them patriots, who paints political opponents as enemies of the state, a man who sent military forces into Los Angeles just this weekend, not to protect, but to silence peaceful protesters objecting his extreme anti-immigration policies. And let's not pretend it's a coincidence that this latest wave of terror came during Trump's taxpayer-funded birthday parade extravaganza weekend, a grotesque mashup of military spectacle and personal glorification. It wasn't just propaganda, it was a signal. Because that's what stochastic terrorism looks like. The violence isn't commanded, it's inspired, encouraged, expected. And when it happens, there's no apology from the individual whose behavior and words prompted that violence. There's only silence, or worse, applause.